was saying before I realized that none of you can hear me. Hola, my name is Comadre Cristal. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach, and I'm here to just help you on your life's mission. I'm here to provide any tools, tips, messages from higher power, spirit team, universe, God, your creator, to really help you live an authentic life, to really help you step into your power, step into who you are truly meant to be. And I do that through my YouTube channel. I do that through one-on-ones. I do that through my workshops. So thank you all for being here today. A quick friendly reminder, the chat is open in both the Zoom and the YouTube channel. For those of you who are joining on Zoom, remember that after this, I keep it open for any questions or just discussion. This is where we open circle. For those of you who are joining on YouTube, the chat's open. You can still use the chat. I'm happy to help and participate with you. But if you want to participate in the circle afterwards, go to my website. That's where you can sign up for the ongoing Comadreando coaching sessions that I do. Um, I think that's all of my announcements. Actually, no, I do have announcements, but I will hold those till afterwards. Let's just dive in. Let's get going. Let's get started. For those of you who haven't worked with me before we always begin, I like to get grounded. And the way I like to get grounded is by using my favorite method of the 3, 3, and 3, where you inhale for 3 seconds, you hold for 3 seconds, and you release for 3 seconds. And then you start over again. And you do that 3 times. But I want you to do more than just breathe. I want you to also use your imagination. I want you to imagine when you're inhaling, you're breathing in love, light, positivity, fire and butterflies is what I like to call it. And when you hold, imagine that all of that energy is just traveling from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet to the tips of your fingers. It's just expanding through your body. And then when you exhale, I want you to imagine that you're letting go of everything that's no longer serving you, anything that's been heavy on your heart, heavy on your mind. You're just releasing and letting that go. We'll do that 3 times. I'll walk you through it. So, yes, let's start. So, whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold and release. Another deep breath in. Hold and release. Last one, make it count. Hold and release. Mm, okay. So, a lot of the energy I'm feeling in regards to today's coaching session is just it's and it's funny because this is the same thing I keep getting in other, like, even in my one-on-ones, and even in other group coaching sessions that I do. There's this invitation of celebration. There's like this moment that many people need to just stop and celebrate and look at the blessings and look at the things you've accomplished, especially because this is always a timeless message. So even if you're coming across this video at a random time of the year, like, whatever's going on in your life, just stop and take a moment and look at how far you have been coming from, like the journey you've been on. Like, look how far you've come, look how much you've accomplished. And especially because, again, if you're coming across my page as a spiritual life coach, it's also look at how much you have improved your relationship with your spirit team, with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, with your higher power, with the deity you work with the goddess you work with the god you work with. Like, it, like, again, you hear what I'm saying. Like, there's just this amount of faith that has been uh, not thrown. It's funny because I'm hearing the word, like, it's like there many, well, actually, no, that's exactly what it is. There's been many of you that at times feel like you're just being thrown off the deep end of, like, okay, I'm just gonna jump. And so that's how you've been testing your faith. But it's also like this reminder, like, no, like you've been doing so well, and there's been so much to transformation to look at. I love that butterflies is like one of the symbols that I use to symbolize transformation, because like that's really what I want to see. Like I want a lot of you to see is that there is a rainbow at the end. Like there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you are transforming. It does not matter where you're at. It does not matter if you feel that you are in your caterpillar phase. It does not matter that you are in your cocoon phase. It doesn't matter that you are in your butterfly phase. Like all of you are on a phase regardless, and you're getting to that, and you're working towards that, and all of that is to step into the alignment of your highest good. The thing is that sometimes there is this mm, envy is the feeling I'm getting, and it's not like okay, and it's so funny because it's not envy of like you're jealous of people, or it's that feeling of window shopping. Okay, that's like the word that spirit wants me to use as a describe. Like there's this feeling of window shopping. Sometimes some of La Familia Collective um window shop, meaning you sit. Okay, very specific image I'm getting here. You'll sit on your phone, you will scroll through your social medias, you'll scroll through things, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. You're scrolling and you're scrolling. And the thing is that I want all of you to be very well aware that when you are scrolling, you are also bringing into your subconscious the things you want. So that's the window shopping. The problem is that sometimes when you're scrolling and you're looking at things and you're bringing in things that you want, when you catch yourself then wondering, well, when am I going to reach this? Is this even possible? Can I even accomplish this? That's the envy. That's that feeling of feeling like you're never going, like it's like I'll never get that. I'll never reach that. I'll never accomplish that. So what's the point of trying? And then you start wondering, well, why me? Like why can I like why when am I going to have my breakthrough? When am I going to have my big break? When am I going to have my chance? I know that feeling oh so too well, familia. Oh so too well. So I hear you. And spirit team really wants to remind you of like it's okay, like again you get to sit in those feelings of not again, feelings are not facts. I say this time and time again. Feelings are not facts. And you get to sit in that, and you get to feel that, and also know that you are the one who has the power to make the changes. I know sometimes we feel powerless. I know sometimes we feel that we can't accomplish it. Those are all narratives. Those are all things that we tell ourselves. And many of the Familia Collective I'm seeing, those narratives are based on your resources. So, for example, again, very specific message here. This is a collective, so please take it how you need to. There's so many of you in the Familia Collective that want to purchase a home, or want to get a bigger place, or like something in regards to where you're living. Either you want to move, or you want to move out of where you're at and move out somewhere else, because like again, moving. This is in regards to moving, like your goals. And so some of you have been window shopping. Some of you have been, again, part of manifestation is window shopping. Part of co-creation is window shopping. You don't know what you want unless you look. Okay? Remember that. You don't know what you want unless you start looking. So many of you are at that place when you start looking. And then you start seeing these amazing things, like these big homes, or these nice apartments, or these like luxury places, like, and you start thinking, oh my god, this would be so cool to live. And then you have a little voice in the back of your head that starts saying, you can't live there, you can't afford that, you can't do that. I know, and that is the issue that many of us continue to face at times. It's that feeling, is that voice inside our head, aka it's your ego. that is trying to convince you otherwise. And so then when you get that, again, that testing of what I said earlier, like many of you are like, your faith has been there, you've been working on yourselves, you've been working on deepening your relationship with yourself, deepening your relationship with your higher power. You like that's there. And then yet this negative narrative sometimes keeps you stuck and keeps you in this place of, okay, well, maybe I can't move. Maybe this is impossible. Maybe this is like, and so what I'm trying to say is you are limiting yourself. We limit ourselves. And it's because of our past, this is what I'm hearing, past mistakes, past failures, things that have happened in our past. We start to sometimes feel like that's what's going to define our future. I familia, I need to say this right now in this moment. Your past does not define your future. Yes, your past has contributed, can contribute to your future. Absolutely. My past has contributed to where I am today, and most likely is going to contribute to my future, but it does not define it. I get to define my future in this present moment. And in this present moment, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on. And so if many of you can start shifting in and not focusing so much in the past and not so much in the future and stay in the present moment, that's when we start to really see the magic unfold. That's when we start to see the unlimited possibilities to things. So um yeah, that's what I'm seeing that many of you are facing right now. And so a lot of the times it's so funny. A lot of the times, like spirit is like saying a lot of the things that you need to tell yourself is, well, let me fuck around and find out what's going to happen. And that, like, literally, like, just try. Just see if it's for you. And if it's not for you, then okay. Like, fuck around and find out. That's all you got to do. Just take a direct action, because that's the thing that many of us, again, limit ourselves, is that we have these wants, we have these dreams, we have these desires, and yet we don't take an action step forward. We have to take action steps forward. This reminds me of a joke not too long ago that I heard, a long time ago, actually. I heard this joke a long time ago. And I'm going to butcher the joke because I don't know it word for word, but I know the gist of it. And the joke goes like this, that there was an old beggar man who was going to his patron saint every day, religiously. Every day he would go to his patron saint, begging, pleading, praying, please let me win the lotto. 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 Every day for years, this man did that, until one day the saint, the statue, actually woke up and said, please, please buy a ticket. Please buy a ticket. And so that's what like, and that joke like always cracks me up, because every time I think of like even my own personal life of like when I'm asking my spirit team to help me, and I'm asking my, my higher power to help me, I'm always like, help me, please help me. And sometimes I have to like always have to go back and say, how about show me? So some of you need to have that prayer. Instead of asking for help, ask for knowledge, ask for the path to be clear, ask for your sight to be unblocked, ask for the path that you need to be on to be shown to you, and then take those action steps. Taking leaps of faith is taking those action steps. So for, again, going back to many of you, if you want to move out, what's stopping you? And then from looking at what's stopping you, it's like, okay, what can I do to work on that? What can I do to fix that? Because everything, familia, everything is fixable. Everything is manageable. It is. We don't think it is, because, again, our fear keeps us there. And so it's time to start making direct action. It's time to start moving forward. It's time to start fucking around and see what happens. Like literally, like that's like the best, like that's the best word that spirit is like telling me, like, let's fuck around and find out what happens. And that's what I see for many of you. Just try it. Just, you never know. You never know. Um, yeah. Okay. So that's what I feel is a lot of the energy of this of this coaching session that we're going to be talking about today. It's that how like what do, I'm feeling like again these things that you want, these accomplishments, these dreams, these goals, this life, being your authentic self, whatever it is. You want it, you see it. And yet there's this feeling of stuckness. So let's see if that's the feeling I'm having that we're going to be talking about today. So let's ask spirit. Okay, spirit. So if this is all the energy happening today, in this session for this Comadreando coaching session, what is it that my familia needs to hear? Like what's going on? What is a block or what is something that they can work on? Mm. We got the Queen of Swords with the Page of Pentacles underneath the deck. Yeah, and it okay, so I have to say that this is actually a very exactly what I'm talking about of like the sitting down. Like even this queen is sitting down. This page is sitting down. It's like it's just like sitting. But here's the difference between the queen and the page. And I love that the queen is the card that we're going to talk about because the message I'm getting, especially with you moving towards the reality you want, you moving towards the life that you want, you moving towards this, the main thing that I need all of you to also really be in alignment with is, am I in alignment with my true essence? Am I making a decision that is in alignment with me? And that's really hard because with the Page of Pentacles underneath the deck, you're still learning about yourself. You're still learning who you are. You're still learning like these things and you're unlearning behaviors, you're unlearning narratives, you're unlearning things that was put upon you by your parents, by society, by your friends, by your lovers, by like people in your life. You're unlearning that. And so give yourself a lot of grace when you make a decision that it wasn't in alignment with your best with for your highest good, with what wasn't in alignment with yourself. Because that's what the queen of swords is. The queen of swords is that energy. It's the throne of truth. It's like I know the truth. I speak my truth. I am my own truth. And it's really about tapping into that energy. The problem is that sometimes it's hard for us to tap into that energy when we still have those narratives that have been passed down to us. And it's like, well, I don't know how to do that. So and again, my throat chakra is getting blocked. So that's telling me again, and so for many of you, it's you're not speaking. You're not speaking your truth. You're not speaking up for yourselves. You're not speaking what you truly want. You're not. And I'm not saying any of this of like this is what you need to do. It's kind of like spirit team is saying like this is the truth. You in order for you to live your authentic life, you need to be authentic. And in order to be authentic, you need to speak your truth. You need to live in your truth. You need to be your true self. And it's all about learning how to do that. I do see that there's lots of ideas. There's lots of again, lots of goals, lots of things that you want to accomplish, there's lots of things that you know that is for your highest good. And there's things that you don't know if it's for your highest good, but you feel like it is. So, okay, it's so funny because spirit's like you need to give them an example. So, I'll use myself as an example because that's the best way I could do it and also whatever message comes through. Never, never in a million years would I have imagined that my true authentic self was to be a life coach, a spiritual life coach, to sit here and create room and create space and help people and guide people, like, and do all of that with spirituality, with the thought of higher power guiding us and loving us and just showing us the way. Never in a million years that I did not know that was my true authentic self. I knew my authentic self. I always known that I was a caregiver. I've always known that I was loving. I've always known that I'm a healer. The thing is that I thought that in order to do that, I needed to have this outcome because that's what my parents brought me up. Like my parents put on me that in order to be successful, I needed to have a 9 to 5 job. I needed to have a degree. I needed to have all of these things, like all these check marks, all these check boxes. And then that was going to be my success. That was what I was going to be happy. Well, guess what, familia? I checked marked all of that. I checked marked the degree. I checked mark the career. I checked mark everything. And yet I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy because I wasn't being true to myself. I was molding myself to fit other people's expectations. I was molding myself to have other people love me. I was molding myself to have other people's approval. And when I finally, Queen of Swords, when I finally stepped into my throne of truth and I just stepped into this isn't who I am, this isn't what I like. It was one, it was really scary because everything blew up and okay, not to scare all of you, like it's not like it was an explosion blow up, but things had to fall apart. Things just like my life just did a 180. But it was because I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not being authentic. I'm not being true. And so that's what I'm seeing that for many of you, those goals, those dreams, those things that you feel that you need to have in order to live and be happy and have joy in your life, have prosperity, you're attaching that to an idea that someone implanted in your mind or in your head or growing up telling you this is what you need in order to be happy. And that's not true. That's not true. It's about what feels good inside of you, in your heart, your true heart's desires. And that's where a lot of you I'm feeling is where you're stuck. You're stuck in the I'm hearing this is exactly what I'm hearing. Well, I don't know what I want, or I don't even know who I am. Oh, like there's a lot of like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I feel you on that one too. For the longest time, I didn't know who I was. I felt like I was a mom, I was a sister, I was a daughter. At the end, I realized, no, I am Cristal. I am Cristal Baez Arellano, like my full name. I know. Like that's who I am. And all of you are who you are. You know, the labels that we put on ourselves, those are labels that were created to other us, to put us in a box, to put us in this place. All of you are more than your job title. You are more than your status in your family. You are more than your status, your economic status in society. You are more than your degree. You are more than whatever label society has put on you. And it's about discovering that part of you and it's about looking within. And so the way to start doing that is by start speaking up for yourself. Start saying no, start setting boundaries, start saying this isn't I don't like this. And I know a lot easier said than done. However, familia, if you want to really live the life that you truly deserve, we have to let go of those thoughts and those narratives and those labels and those things, of those expectations that have been put on us because that's what keeps us stuck. That is what keeps us stuck. I'm telling you, I mean, I'm telling you all of this from my own personal experience. Never in a million years would I have imagined this is what I'd be doing for my life, for living, for like this for like me being a spiritual life coach is not a job. Me being a spiritual life coach is my passion. And when you step into your passion, when you step into your joy, when you step into your love, when you step into you, that's when the doors open up. That's when all of those things that you want are there for you. And it's like you can just grab it. And it's hard to get to that point. So I really want to emphasize that I know as I'm sitting here, I'm saying all of this. I know it's easier said than done. I am not telling you all of this of like tomorrow you can have it. Like no. This is a lot of work, and it's a lot of doing that internal work. I need you all to hear me when I say, speak your truth. Be your true, authentic self. Unlearn behaviors, unlearn narratives, unlearn whatever has been put on you. Either and this again, and this is why I'm telling this is hard, because a lot of this isn't the spirit just reminded me, a lot of this isn't just about your upbringing, a lot of this isn't just about your childhood, a lot of this isn't about your teenage years, your 20 years, like this, a lot of it is also from your ancestral trauma. A lot of this has been passed down to you generation after generation after generation. So also give yourself a lot of grace. Spirit just Spirit just told me to say this because someone needs to hear this. If you have been okay, because again, like it's so funny because I'm hearing like this is exactly what's happening. Many of you are on your path, and right now, as you have been seeing a raise of spirituality, you have been seeing a raise of raising vibrations, of manifesting. Like, I mean, I have never seen so many manifesting videos like pop up on my For You pages until, like, no joke, like within a few months or weeks. And it's so interesting because a lot of these manifestations, what Spirit's telling me is many of you are doing those tips. It's like, we're doing it. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm consistent. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm journaling. I'm doing it. And some of your manifestations have not come into fruition. So this is that part of like, well, why isn't this coming into fruition? So you start to mm, lose faith, lose faith in yourself, lose faith in the process because it's you're just not seeing the results the way people promise results, the way you see other people again, the window shopping, the envy that comes up when you see other people achieving their manifestations, when you see other people achieving their co-creations, when you see other people doing something and you're like, okay, but I'm doing the same thing, why isn't it working for me? It's because, and this is why I'm saying give yourself grace. It's because you still have things from your ancestral line that you need to heal. And that is really about like again, you got to go within and you got to start finding that ways to heal those traumas. And it's going to take time, but give yourself grace. And another like big one, familia, please stop comparing yourselves. Please, like, don't go down that rabbit hole. And again, I speak from that from a very like early on in my own like healing journey. I compared myself so much, but I did that because again, comparing yourself, someone needs to hear this too. Comparing yourself also stems from your upbringing. You were compared. You were either compared to your siblings, you were compared to other children, there was a competitive streak that you come from. Now, for those of you familiar with ancestral trauma, if you really want to go down that rabbit hole, let's go down that rabbit hole. If you are a person of color, and actually I just heard that from many of you, even if you don't have to be a person of color, there's still discrimination that has been faced with your ancestors. Again, everyone's in a different place, but I'm speaking specifically to my people of color. You come from a long line of abuse. You come from a long line of slavery. You come from a long line of discrimination. And that's the thing. That all stems from comparison. Because at one point, someone said, this group of people are not good enough. These group of people are going to be our slaves. These group of people, we're going to exploit them. Like at one point, there's that comparison. We are here, you are here. And when you are constantly telling that to people, again, they start to believe it subconsciously. Again, there's people who are like, no, I think this is not who I am. But subconsciously, it's like, but again, they can't seem to move up because of all these barriers. So then that gets passed down to their children. Their children pass it down to their children. Those same thoughts. And that's where I'm telling you, a lot of you have those ancestral traumas. There's multiple studies that show. I'm going to bring in science into this because, again, for those of you who are like, I don't know, is this real? It's like, let me bring in science. There's studies that show that ancestral trauma can go back up to 7 generations. 7 generations, familia. 7. So that would be like your great, 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 great grandparents. 7 generations. That's insane. Like and so that's why I'm telling you all, give yourself so much grace. Give yourself so much patience. Give yourself so much love because you're doing it. You're trying. And that's all you got to do. And that's the thing. Like Spirit just said, especially with action step, many of you are doing it. Even okay, like for example, even if you feel like, well, I don't feel like I'm doing anything, guess what? You attending this workshop, you attending this Comadreando coaching session is you doing it because now you have that awareness. Because familia, I tell you this all the time, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And when you are ready for something, when you want something, all you got to say is speak it out to the universe and you'll see opportunities come. You'll see things happen. You'll see someone will recommend a book or someone will say, oh, you should look into this or you should do that or you should do that. Like all you got to do is speak it out loud. That's all you got to do. Um, Speak it out loud. Just say it out loud to your spirit team, to your higher power. Just say it out loud. I want to heal my ancestral trauma. Who, and best believe, familia, the doors will open. I want to break my karmic cycles. Best believe it's going to open. You just have to then let go and then take those leaps when an opportunity comes in. Don't overthink it. Just do it. Okay. So, we're going to speak our truth. We're going to be our true authentic selves. And a lot of that is by healing some of those wounds that are preventing us, unlearning narratives, unlearning behaviors. Okay. So again, I always know easier said than done. So let's ask Spirit Team for at least a tool or tools or something that you can lean on to really help make this journey a little bit more manageable. Oh, Spirit, I love you. So we got the 9 of Wands, the Lovers, and the Strength underneath the deck. I'm going to say the same thing I started off with. We need to celebrate us. Celebrate you. Celebrate you. Celebrate your accomplishments. No matter how small, no matter how big, no matter. Every accomplishment is an accomplishment. Every step forward, even if it's like you feel like it's a crawl forward, it's still a movement forward. Celebrate those because that's what the 9 of Wands is really showing. It's like that resiliency. It's that journey that of knowing that your life experiences, again, your life experiences do not define you. Your life experiences shaped you, taught you, nurtured you, created you, and love yourself through it. For many of you, especially with self-love, I always speak of this with self-love. Self-love truly means where you love the good, the bad, and the ugly. That is ultimate self-love. When you can look at your life and you can look at yourself and look at everything and show love and appreciation for it. So, as you reflect on your past, as you reflect on your family, because going back to ancestral, one of the things that Spirit's telling me is that many of you carry it's kind of like a guilt or a shame when it comes to your family, like your family lineage, or like there's like this feeling of like, yeah, like shame about it. not that you're embarrassed of your family, but it's almost like there's this feeling of anger towards them, of like, God, why did they do this to me? Or why me? Or why do I have to do this? And it's like, again, like, how about we celebrate that? How about we look at the positive things of our families and look at, again, everyone has always been doing the best they could with the tools they had. Your parents did the best they could with the tools they had. Your grandparents did the best they could with the tools they had. Like, everyone did the best they could with the tools they had. And some tools were very limited. Some people's parents, some people's families have very limited tools. And that's okay to acknowledge that. And it's okay to see that and find ways to to have pride and to have joy and to have appreciation for that. Because again, that's what has shaped you who you are today. Love yourself through it. The lovers is this. I love this because the lovers is not just like lovers with other people, but it's also within yourself. And the thing is that it's about finding the love. Okay, it's so funny because as soon as I said that, Spirit gave me this message of choose to see the light in people. Choose to see the light in the people who have hurt you. Choose to see the light in the people who you don't like. Choose to see the light in the situations that have hurt you. Choose to see the light in the things that have happened to you because life happens for you, not to you. And when you start to really change that, that's when the healing happens. That's where there's this, it's almost like this relief that happens because it's like, there's my experience has been like this place of like, I was worried about this. Like, I was carrying this. Like, why was I carrying this? Because a lot of the things that you carry, those are things that you don't even have to. Like, you could drop it. You could like, it's a choice. And with the strength card underneath the deck, it's again, it takes courage. It takes strength to do all of this. So be gentle with yourself. You cannot go clean up a mess, especially a generational mess. You cannot clean that in one day. And familia, for many of you, I got to tell you this right now, you're not going to clean it completely. Because for many of you who are scared to pass it on to your children, your current children right now, or your future children, or again, whatever feels right for you, there's this feeling of like, well, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And it's like, you don't have to know how you're going to do it. All you can do is do your very best with the tools you currently have and have that awareness that you are doing better than the previous generation. And also praying that as you're doing better, that's what that's what your children are going to take with them. And so give yourself grace. Like, please, familia, give yourself grace. Um, it's hard work. There's going to be a lot of tears, lots of tears actually. So cry it out. Many of you just cry it out. I think like there's times where I'm being told that you hold yourself back from your tears, you hold yourself back from your feelings, you hold yourself back from really stepping into this. So no, we feel feel your feelings. Feel then deal. It's funny, Spirit just said, make sure you also feel before you deal with anything. Because sometimes many of you are dealing, and again, you're acting aggressively. Oh, look at that. That flew out. Intuition. The high priestess. Trust yourselves. Trust your intuition. Trust what's inside of you. Oh, I love that that flew out. Thank you, Spirit. So let's close this out with your chisme. This is whatever you need to hear, whatever can guide you. Let's close it out. What's the chisme for the familia? What's the chisme? Oh my God, I love this. We got the full strength and the world underneath the deck. There are so many new opportunities coming your way, constantly, always. When you move forward, new things are coming your way, new opportunities, new relationships, new workplaces, new living environments. Like it's constantly changing. I know sometimes change is hard, and I know sometimes change is scary. But when we stop fighting against the current and we just let the current take us, it's beautiful because the current is like, again, the current is actually higher power, is God. When you just let God guide you, like you see more things open up for you. Taking leaps of faith, I know are really scary. I know it's really hard. I know that stepping into the unknown, especially when it comes to healing, because healing, like when you are breaking generational cycles, when you are the chain breaker in your family, when you are the person who's like, it stops with me, also understand that family members are not going to understand it because they are still stuck in that cycle. So, so trust the process. When you take these leaps of faith, know that it's what's best for you. And I know for many of you, breaking those like people pleasing tendencies of like, well, I need what's best for me. I need it to also be best for my loved ones. It's like, no, you don't. I know it sounds harsh, and I know. Trust me, I'm Mexican. I grew up Mexican. I grew up people pleaser 101. Captain Save-A-Ho is what I like to call myself because my life depended on everyone else's happiness. I know that, familia, but I promise you, when you start putting you first and taking that leap for you first, things open up. Your strength comes up, your resilience comes in, your courage comes in. And the world underneath the deck is showing that at that point, those closures come in, those cycles end, those lessons have been learned. Because that's exactly what cycles do. Cycles are continuing to happen because they are lessons that need to be learned. And if no one's learning those lessons, the same thing keeps happening. The same thing keeps happening. And the question is, how do I learn this lesson? And so for many of you, I want you to ask yourself that. Ask yourself whatever cycle you want to learn. If again, break. As we were starting earlier, going back to the example, if you want to co-create your dream home, you want to co-create your dream environment, you want to co-create your dream place that you want to have, you also need to ask yourself, why do I, where in my heart do I believe that that's not possible for me? And that's where you start to unlearn that of like, okay, it's money. So that means you have a scarcity mindset. Where does that scarcity mindset come from? Where in your upbringing did you see the belief of money, the belief of abundance, the belief of prosperity? Where does that come from? And then from there, travel back. Well, if that's how my parents were raised, how were their parents, their grandparents raised, and their parents raised, and their parents raised? And then that's where you start to really see where the root cause of it. And that's how you start healing it. Because at that point, when you see the root cause, I'm going to give you my tip of what I do personally with my own root causes. When I find my root cause, I just send it love. That's all I do. I just say, I love you. I see you. I see you. I know that's hard. I know that's scary. I know that this is beyond us. I love you and I see you, and God will take care of this. Higher power will take care of this. My spirit team will take care of this. And then you just got to trust. But many of your closing, it's time to close those karmic cycles. It's time to close those cycles, those closure. Like it's like I just see completion, 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 completion. There's so much completion coming your way. You just need to start making those action steps. You just need to start moving in that direction. Again, going back to that prayer, that joke. Please let me win the lotto. Please let me win the lotto. Buy the lotto ticket. Buy the lotto ticket. Taking leaps of faith means that you also have to show up halfway. You have to do your work too. You want that home, do your research. What's stopping you? Again, what's stopping you? And then do it. Fear stops us. And remember, fear is false evidence appearing real. It's those feelings of these things that we feel is real, but they're not real. It's false evidence appearing real. And with fear, you have two choices. You either face everything and rise, or you fuck everything and run. The choice is yours, familia. The choice is yours. And Spirit Team is here to guide you through it. You just got to also open up to them. This was good. All right. So let's end this with your guided meditation, your quick little guided meditation to just really bring this into you and help you find the end one, clear out the energy that we need to clear out. And then I'm going to help you bring in this energy to create this that you want. So let's get ready. Get comfortable. Get some water if you need to, which I'm going to do. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Let's get started. Go ahead and take a deep breath in, all the way in, hold, and release. Let it all go. Another deep breath in, all the way in, hold, and release. Let it all go. Last one, make it count. Biggest breath you've taken all the way in. Fill your lungs. Hold. And release. Let it all go. Just breathe in and out, your regular pace. Any thoughts, let them go. Find your center. I want you to imagine that in front of you is a beautiful bonfire, your inner bonfire. This is the fire that lights your path, gives you your energy. We're going to connect with our bonfire using our 5 senses. So take a moment and bring all your awareness to your third eye. What do you see? What does your bonfire look like? What do you see around you? Bring your awareness to the smell. Inhale deeply and imagine your fire and the smell that comes from it. What do you smell? You could even think of any smells that light you up, any smells that bring you joy, your favorite smells in the world. Bring your awareness to your ears and just take a moment and listen to your bonfire. What sounds come from your bonfire? Bring your awareness to the taste. If you could taste your bonfire, what would it taste like? You could even think of any of your favorite tastes, your favorite sweets, your favorite seasonings. There's no right or wrong to any of this. You get to make your bonfire your bonfire. And then moving to the touch. Take a moment and feel your bonfire surrounding you, wrapping you up in its heat. How does that feel around and on your skin? Do an internal check, and how are you feeling emotionally in this moment, looking at your bonfire, being with your bonfire, connecting with your bonfire. Breathe in and out. I want you to now imagine that from this beautiful bonfire comes out your inner butterfly. This is your butterfly that guides you, shows you your path, protects you. It's your connection to your bonfire. And you see it flying towards you, leaving a white trail of protection behind it. And it starts to circle around you, going around and around in circles, wrapping you up in a beautiful white cocoon, going around and around, wrapping you up in this cocoon. You are safe, you are protected in your white cocoon. Breathe in and out. And the butterfly lands on the top of your head, leaving down protection going down your face, relaxing you, down your shoulders, down your arms, your hands, down your spine, relaxing, down your chest, your stomach, relaxing you down your hips, down your thighs, down your legs, down your feet, going further down, connecting you to the roots of Mother Earth. You are connected above and below in this beautiful white cocoon of protection. You are safe. You are protected. Breathe in and out. Any thoughts, just let them go. I'm going to be sending you energy to start releasing. So just go with the flow. If you feel any tingling sensation, don't be scared. It's okay. Just breathe into it and let it go. I want you to think about any moments in your day-to-day life or any moments in your past, anything that you feel you have not been your true authentic self. Moments where you feel that you were pleasing others to keep the peace. Moments where you said that you liked something just so that you could be liked or for approval. Just acknowledge those moments and give it to your butterfly. Imagine that you can imagine your butterfly sucks it out of you. You can imagine you just give the thought to your butterfly. Whatever works, give it to your butterfly. Think about right now in this moment, what are you still doing that you know is not your true authentic self? It's okay, just give it to your butterfly if you have the thoughts. Think about it and give it away. Hand it over. What are you doing right now that you don't want to be doing? And give that over. Breathe in and out. I also want you to think about the people in your life that you feel you have a hard time being your true authentic self with. Think about the people that you have a hard time saying no to. Think about the people who you have a hard time asking for help from. Think about the people that you have a hard time sharing your feelings with. And just hand them over to the butterfly. We're going to do something very special, and I want you to go ahead and go down your family line and just give each person, bless them, and give it to your butterfly. So bless your siblings, bless your parents, your grandparents. If you don't know your grandparents or your parents, it's okay. Just bless them. Just say, whoever it is, just I bless you. Give them love. Go as far back as you can. Use your imagination. If you don't know, it's okay. Just imagine your great, 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 great grandfather, your great, 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 great grandmother. Just imagine who they were. Imagine them and just give them love. Tell them that they were worthy. Tell them that they were deserving. Show them the life that you can have thanks to their sacrifices. And give that to your butterfly. Breathe in and out. If you have any worries or stress in this moment, I also want you to give this to your butterflies. So just anything that you've been worried about or scared or heavy on your mind, just hand it over to your butterfly. Breathe in and out. Now imagine that your butterfly is taking all of this back into the bonfire to burn it away. And feel into this freedom. Feel into this new feeling of liberation. Imagine all of this weight just off your shoulders, off your head, off your body. Feel how light you feel. Let that radiate through your body. You are floating. Breathe in and out. Imagine now that from this beautiful bonfire comes out your higher self. Your inner comadre, inner compadre, or inner comextre. This is the best version of you. They're walking towards you. Give yourself a big hug, full of love, full of compassion, full of strength, full of resilience, full of trust. Know that you are the chain breaker in your family. Know that you are the one who's going to make a difference. You are the one making a difference. Receive all of that knowledge. Receive all of that love. You are doing it. Believe in yourself. Believe that you are doing it. The life you want is yours. You can have it. Repeat after me in your head or out loud. I trust myself. I value myself. I believe in myself. I love myself. I trust myself. I love myself. I believe in myself. I value myself. I want you to repeat it again, but with each repeat, feel it in your body. I trust myself. I love myself. I believe in myself. I value myself. Breathe in and out. If you have any questions for your higher self, now's the time to ask. If you need any clarity, any guidance, and just sit and listen. Breathe in and out. It is time for your higher self to go back into the bonfire. As they walk away, I want you to sit with gratitude. Feel this gratitude radiating from your heart, going through your whole body, expanding and expanding. The gratitude you have for this moment, the gratitude you have for your lineage, the gratitude you have for the love given to you by your higher power, the gratitude you have knowing that all of this is real, knowing that all of this is for you, for your highest good. Breathe into that, feel that, live that. Breathe in and out. It's time to start putting your bonfire away. There's no right or wrong to this. Breathe in and out. Put your fire away. You're gonna come back to it anytime. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in, all the way in. Hold. And release. Let it all go. Bring awareness back to your body. Move around. Stretch. Open your eyes if you haven't done so. And welcome back. Oh, that was good, familia. Oh, I loved that I as you all know, if your first time seeing me or not, a lot of my all my not all my meditations are intuitive. So it's always different and always looks different. And I love the fact that we were being invited to just bless our lineage and bless our loved ones. And I feel like for many of you, okay, this is what Spirit's saying. For those of you, look into it. If you're Mexican, great. You probably already know about this, or Latino, because a lot of other Latin American countries do celebrate and Dia de los Muertos. It's coming up. It's coming up at the end of, well, in November, November 1st and 2nd. Like Dia de los Muertos is a really big celebration in the Latino community because we celebrate our dead. We celebrate our lineage. So many of you, let's start celebrating now. From this moment on, start celebrating where you come from. Start celebrating your ancestors because again, familia, you are who your ancestors have been waiting for. You really are. You are because you're doing the work. You're showing up for yourself every day. You're doing this hard work. You're releasing this trauma. You're releasing the pain. You're doing it. So you are. You are the chain breaker in your family. I love you. I'm so proud of all of you. So, anyways, look into it. Day of the Dead. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer and give you my tips of how I celebrate the Dia de los Muertos in my household. So yeah. Anyways, that's it. If those of you who want to stay on a little longer to just hear the announcements that I have, you're more than welcome to stay. And then for those of you who are in the Zoom room, I will close the YouTube channel and open up the Zoom room for just conversation or questions that you may have. So my announcements. Okay, let's see. I don't even know which. Is it this one? It is not this one. I have so many journals for so many things. But anyways, okay. So for those of you who want to jump off, thank you for being here. I love you all so much. With all of that, I am sending you all so much fire and butterflies. And as always, don't forget, love your now. Bye. For those of you who want the announcements. So today was the Comadreando session. The next Comadreando group session that we have is going to be on October 22nd at 12 p.m. Pacific time. In Espanol, the next one I have is on October 15th at 1 p.m. And then I do have a full moon ritual workshop that I have on October 16th at 12 p.m. For any of these, you can all just subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you can also just subscribe to my email list on my website, and I will always send reminders of these events, especially if you want to participate on Zoom or on YouTube. And then for many of you, if you haven't seen already, if you're not subscribed and don't follow me on other social media accounts, biggest announcement of my life. And when I'm over here preaching and telling you all about taking leaps of faith, trust me, I know how scary it is. And when I'm telling you the possibilities are limitless, I also say that because familia, I am co-hosting a retreat in Bali. I still freak out every time I think about it. So, if you want to be up in the loop with all of the information about this Bali retreat, go sign up for my website. It is going to be an amazing experience. We have so many things planned. I'm co-hosting with my soul sister Megan Lambert, who's another transformational coach. She's amazing, and I'm just so excited for this because we have so many amazing things planned for La Familia, and it's going to be great. So if you're interested, if Bali has been calling your name or if something, go check it out. This is going to be a 7-day spiritual retreat where we're going to do healing. We're going to do healing in all kinds of modalities. We're going to do healing with elements. We're going to do healing with nature. We are going to do yoga. We're going to do meditations. We're going to do one-on-one coaching. We're going to do group coaching, and we're going to do releasing, and we're just going to do so much. I am so excited and so happy and so blessed that this is happening. Um, so familia, when I tell you we limit ourselves, we limit ourselves. So no more limiting, okay? So be sure to be on the lookout. The dates, in case you want to start looking, it's June 22nd through June 29th of 2025. Gives you plenty of time to look, to see, to save. We are going to be offering payment plans. So yeah, just keep on the lookout for that. So thank you all. I love you. I'm going to close this out. I'll see you all next time. Bye.